So if you're familiar with my reviews, you'll know that they're normally pretty detailed. I like to cover a game in depth and talk about some of the things that your typical video reviews often don't. The problem with that format is that it restricts the number of games that I can cover. The amount of time I can spend on my channel is fairly limited, which is a shame because there's plenty of great games that I think are worth talking about. So these micro reviews are a way for me to cover some of the titles I otherwise might not get a chance to. I'm not going to waste my time doing these short reviews on shit games either. These are basically going to be straight up recommendations. Obviously, a shorter length means they're not going to be super detailed, and I realize I wasted a bit of time on this intro already, but hopefully I can succinctly explain why this game is good and why you should play it. Okay, so let's talk about Hotshot Racing. Hotshot Racing came out late last year and is available on Xbox One, Xbox Series S, Series X, PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. It's currently only available as a download, but it is getting a physical release sometime in February or March. It costs $30 Australian for the digital and $50 for the physical, or $20 and $30 respectively in the US. It can be best described as a throwback to 90s arcade races, both in terms of its gameplay and its aesthetic. So think Virtua Racing, Ridge Racer, Daytona, etc. If you frequented the arcades back in the day, then this is going to hit you like a blast of nostalgia. But to say Hotshot Racing is purely a nostalgic experience is selling it short. There's an incredibly solid racing game here, with plenty of well-designed tracks, modes, and heaps of cars that have a metric shit ton of customization options. Customization is purely cosmetic, but each car has its own unique traits, with some prioritizing top speed and others having better acceleration and handling. Car handling across the board is very arcadey as you'd expect, with power sliding being a key part of the strategy as it's one of the ways you build up your boost meter. This is very similar to the Burnout games or even Split Second in terms of how this works. You can race in single events, 4 race Grand Prix, and a number of other modes like Cops and Robbers. Earning trophies in these events rewards you with cash that you can spend on cosmetic items, and spending time in each car will unlock new customization options. Now, I know what you're thinking, oh fuck, here we go, there's going to be microtransactions or loot boxes or some shit like that. Nope, this game has no additional content to purchase. There was some DLC released for it in November, which added new tracks and modes, but this was completely free. The game supports up to 4 players locally on console via split screen, or up to 8 players online. I've never had any success finding people to play with online though, so I'm only going to recommend this as a single player / couch buddy experience. Yeah, this game desperately needs crossplay. What makes it such a fun racer, beyond the tight controls and references to 90s culture, is the level of depth in the racing. It's a bit like Mario Kart in the sense that it's easy to pick up, but mastering it requires skill. So for example, learning how to build meter and when to use it to execute the perfect lap is different for each car. There are also key moments when you can use the boost strategically, like drafting behind an opponent to build boost and then pulling out at the last second to blast past them and snatch the win. Moments like this happen all the time and the racing is often very close, and it's just... Look, I really like this game, and if you're looking for an arcade racer or simply missed the golden era of Sega racing games, then I can't recommend this enough. If you enjoyed this review, a like is always appreciated, and of course a dislike will let me know I need to improve. If you want to recommend a game for me to do in one of these micro reviews, just let me know in the comments. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified when new videos go live, and if you want to support the channel, head on over to the Patreon page. Otherwise, thanks for your time.